Good morning, or a good afternoon, or good evening to wherever you are in the world. Kathy Arbor here. And it's Mixed Media Thursday this time around. I haven't done Mixed Media journal page in a while. Well, I'm not going to do the full page. What I'm going to show you is how I typically will do a few pages as starts and then continue when I have more time or when I get an idea, that type of thing. So I thought I'd show you a little bit what I'm talking about. I've got some journals here, some old journals, and I thought it would be kind of cool to go through some of these and show you what my mixed media adventure through the years has been like for me. I didn't do mixed media. I was a fine artist. Uh, so more realism, that type of thing, realistic colors. And then I got introduced to mixed media from a friend, and I was just so enthralled in the possibilities. Hey, Kathy, Jen, good to see you. So, this is a really old book. This is one of the first ones I ever did. So, this is going to be fun. So, I thought I'd show you. And I started out, this was, I don't even know if I dated these. Probably not. No, I didn't. It has to be about 12 years ago when I got into mixed media. And I really was experimenting like everybody that just gets into it. Hey, you been busy? Is it hot where you are, Kathy? It's hot here, and my air conditioner quit, but I couldn't believe it. I ordered one online through Amazon, and it came the next day, and I thought, wow, that's good. So my two sons came and put it in, and we're all good now. You like flip throughs? It is today going to be 91. Yeah, it's about the same here. We've had that all week though. We last 5 days, like scorching hot. Did a bit of gardening in the morning and that's all I could do. Way too hot. The sun is so intense. Do you find that? Like it takes no time at all for you to get burnt. Not like it used to be, that's for sure. So I did not know how to approach mixed media. I found it very confusing. I guess because I went to art school, so we had a structured way of doing things, I guess. And this is kind of letting loose. Do whatever you want, try things, see if they work. So it was very difficult for me to get into this. I like it. It is more intense. I feel like, oh yeah, I feel like it. Yeah. How's your air quality? We are getting the smoke gas from Canada. Oh, ours is fine here. Must be dipping down and coming up. Yeah, we've had no problems here in this side of the lake. Yeah. The jet stream is really, really strange this year too. I never knew that about you. I really like your mixed media page. Oh, thanks, Kathy. Yeah, I was a fine artist, so um, I was into my major was portraits and textiles. I did uh, printmaking, so it was a structured way of doing things. So when I had this come about, It was kinda freeing, actually. So it's just a matter of, letting go, basically, is what I found for myself. I had to stop, worrying about, if it's gonna work or not. I had to accept errors. I had to accept things won't work out, which was very hard for me. But once I did, I found it very freeing and very, exciting. I liked the challenge to see if it would work. And that grew into enjoying the process of doing more than the finished product, if you know what I mean, because you kinda get into that zone and you lose yourself. Major, but she also had mixed media too, probably what they do. Yeah, yeah, when I went to school, there was no such thing. That was in the, mid-70s, so yeah, changed a lot since then. A lot. Not like it is now. Yeah, it does. It makes it very interesting, and it's stuff you haven't seen before, so, everyone can paint with just acrylics or oil or watercolor, but when you mix these all up, you get a different look, and that's what I liked about it. It wasn't like any other thing painting that was seen, so it was new. So these are my first ones actually, and you can see in them there I'm still a little hesitant. Uh, it's kind of spaced out, not a whole lot of overlapping because I was still kind of being a little bit cautious of what to put down and um, that type of thing. Mm, This is when I started putting papers in. I liked that look. So scrapbook paper, newspapers, and then I started adding acrylic painting to it. So this here is acrylic painting and magazine images of the fish. It was, I remember when she was high school, she was, oh, really? Wow, altered book and see, you just don't know how far back this was. See, I just started this. Oh gosh, I've been here 5 years, so it's gotta be about 15 years ago or more. Yeah, it was something different, eh? You just don't see these things. Here's another one, still a little bit cautious, just writing around the edge, a little, um, scribing into the, gesso to make marks, but still having my acrylic painting in. There's still a little bit, trying the overlapping thing. But I like going back and looking at when you first started this. It's so much fun. Um, this was a little bit of a change for me. I was starting to get a little more adventurous, but I have to have realism in it, I find. In even nowadays, I have to bring just a speck of realism in it. So this a little bit abstract, but realism on top. So I like that. And I find a lot of my things that I put in a page have to represent something. So either a feeling or something that happened, that type of thing. And they have to be cohesive with each other. Um, I'm not sure where that came from. Maybe it's part of art school. I don't know. This was okay. So a truck, MR, and glass beads in a circle. So this was about where I was working. So I was M&R Tire, and it was for truck balancing, and we used glass beads, and that's what these are, the glass beads we used. I like this one. So I love this old post stuff, and then I started doing a little bit of raised, this is crackle paste on top. So a little bit of raised stenciling, some stamping, a little bit of collage, and paint. But as you can see, I still put a little bit of paint in my stuff, a little bit of realism. So this is all about nature. I think these are napkins. This is actually fabric, little strips of fabric that I got a whole bag full. They were like the little ends that people, when they're straightening their squares for quilting, and these little pieces are left. So I made a little nest out of it, painted a bird. There's what the bird likes to eat. See, it all matches in some way. Do you still do that now? When I first started, I also thought everything had to have meaning. Yeah, I think I do, Kathy. It um I've always been that way. Everything has to have a purpose of some sort, a meaning behind it. Um, I can't seem to get it's really deep in me for some reason. So there has to be some kind of a meaning or um, a purpose for it, I guess you could say. I'm not sure how else I can describe it. This is a little different. It's all right. Oh, it goes this way actually. So this is one of the Tim Holtz. I think it was a stencil I had, and I just cut out a piece of paper, made a wall, made the hand, some stamps, but it's all cohesive. So, no, the pen, there's writing here on them. You know what it is? Might be too. I was in commercial art in art school too. I think that might have something to do with it. That was fun. That was one of my first collages in the what's her name? I can never remember her name. Um, her style. Yeah, it must be. Yeah, it's in my background. Yeah. Wow. Oh, Tracy. No, not Tracy. Oh, you guys know who I'm talking about. She does this type of journaling. Can't think of her name. Old age. Now this was fun. This was part No, not Diane Reevely. She had a stroke a while back, and she hasn't really been back since then. Can't think of her name. Nope, not a art by. Nope. Keep it going, guys. It's gonna bug me. Oh, her husband's name is Tracy. Tisha Moore. Thank you so much. That's it. Thanks, Dar. You saved me. This was really fun. I should do another one of these. This is a mix of papers, different papers, rice papers, uh, magazine from, I think it was a plant catalog, and then paint. And these are those skeleton leaves. And then I just made up a bouquet. I really like this one. I think it turned out really cool. And it's very textural. Uh, I think this is a piece of some type of wool that I put in here. But it was fun. I haven't done one of these in a long time. I should do one of these. Hey, Devin. Oh, and that was one of the girls, stamped the girls, and then you made the dress out of different uh, pattern paper. That was fun. Yeah, and you were looking on the internet and being taught different things. This was actually one of my practice pieces for a painting, commission painting. So I had to do a bunch of them and see which ones they liked. And they wanted something to do with San Francisco. And they liked the mixed media. Here's another one, swamps and music. Because of the music, they liked the music down there. They went into the swamps. And that's one of the doors with the shutters that you see a lot. So this kind of reminds me of, I guess, the commercial art end of things. So giving meaning, and you used to do stained glass too, right? Yeah. Yeah, when I was 2000, I guess I got the store. Yeah, 2000 I got the store, and then I was there for 10 years. I knew what you meant. No, see, there was one I didn't finish, but I could. There's another. I'm not sure which. Oh, it must go that way. See the fingers. Music again. House of the Blues. And this was just real quick. I think it goes this way. Midnight Garden, I called it. And it was actually using 3 brushes, and you put out your colors of paint, and you had to start brushing on paint. Don't think, and you had to do it within so many minutes. And smear paint, dab, use different brushes, but thinking of a garden in the back of your mind. It's kind of fun. You like the music pages? Yeah, they were fun. So then I got into this 2013. So this you guys have seen. It's considered mixed media also because different things, eh? So there's different ways of doing your mixed media. And papers, paint again. Yeah, right, Devin? I gradually let loose and wasn't so um, detail oriented. Again, these you can see that these all have to make sense to me. They all have to be in the same thought or subject matter. That's just me. Doesn't mean you have to do that. Um, that's just the way I work. There's another way. M&R. This is actually a day in the life of me type of in the day of me. Life in the day of me. That's me going for a walk. That's Coco. Painting, M&R tire, coffee in the morning, gardening. That's me. So stuff representing. It's gardening, of course. Skin tone mixing. Practicing. This is just a composition book. This is when I started getting back into faces. But again, wanting something a little bit different. The backgrounds. So I did a bunch of backgrounds and then did the faces on top. And these are all more or less monochromatic with just a hint of color, which I like. And I always have to have, if with faces, there always has to be a look, expression. I don't like just plain um, faces. I have to have some kind of story behind it, or that would give the person that's viewing it some kind of a story. So she's looking like, oh, you won't believe what I did last night. Really? Sometimes I like a little bit of humor. Oh, thanks, Devin. And these were all done with golden high flow shading gray. This was really fun to do, and a little bit of marker because you can put it on and then you can add more to darken it. It was really interesting. I really enjoyed doing that one. So again, different backgrounds, and that's what I want to try again because let's see, I think it was this one. Is get back into stuff like this. I love the background and the image. Like this was a bit of a scrapbook paper, I believe, and then stamps, a little bit of tissue paper. And then I painted this on, did a little bit of doodling on it. I really like this look. Um, just experiment. Here's another one. Different tissues. I think, yeah, this was a New Year's Eve painting. I believe it's still up. You can watch that. That was in 2019, December 31st. Watercolor. And this is Strathmore, I think. Yeah, mixed media paper. So watercolor works really well on this, guys. Had no problem at all with watercolor. So if you're wanting to adventure into watercolor, try this mixed media paper. It's really great. And it's so much cheaper than buying your expensive watercolor paper. This is a whole bunch of different scrapbook paper. Looks like a bunch of Christmas napkins, and that was a transfer I did from one of my drawings. I printed it off and then made a transfer with it. Oh, that was, Kathy, you remember that one? That was from one of the prompts on your show, your channel, Halloween. That was fun. That was so much fun. I really enjoyed that one. I have the little monkey from the Wizard of Oz. And these are little sticker things, and this is from a actual newspaper. No, it was from a telephone book, and this was the little header. Yeah, weren't they fun, Devin? Practicing, practicing, practicing. There was another prompt from Kathy and Colleen's little ghost girl. There's Coco. Another one. So prompts were, was it 3 or 4 different things? We will have to do that again. Yeah, that was so much fun. Makes you think. These were actual leaves that I painted and glued on. A little bit of stencil work in there. Little bunny. That was just all, I think there's a little bit of my eco printing in this. And I painted over it with some stitching along the side. That was from one of the classes. This was paint and it's been sealed. I think it was paint and pencil crayon. Upside down, of course. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. I printed this on the sticker waste. So I printed with the laser on sticker waste, and then all you have to do is put I forgot about this. All you have to do is add gel medium to your page, and then you stick it down and really rub it, and the ink comes off the sticker waste and comes onto your page. I forgot about that. That was fun. This is hide and seek type of thing. So, bunch of color, and then you find things, draw them. That was a class. That was a class. Another finding things, making things. And that was the, did we do this online? I can't remember. I think we did. Piecing, paper piecing. Hey, Kim. That was fun. Maybe we'll do another one of those. That was fun. Could do something else. And still got some to do in that one. Almost full. This one's almost done. This is an old one again, but see, it's all about trying things. different washes, stamps and inks, and some of these are really old. I like this one. It's a little modern. Different stencils. See, this here doesn't do much for me because it doesn't really tell a story for me. But this was practicing acrylics for skin. So I was out of practice, and I hadn't done stuff. Well, most of the portraiture that I did in school was graphite and inks and stuff. So I didn't do a whole lot of acrylics or oil. And this is the type of stuff I want to get back into. So torn paper, again, I'm adding a little realism. Same with this, adding realism to it. And do they cost, or are they just on someone's live stream? You did a cow. Yeah, we did the cow. Where and when do you find out about all their art classes? Not sure what you're talking about, Jen. You mean my art classes? That was the membership. That is on Patreon or here. Is that what you're... They aren't individual, but they're all up there, so you can watch any of them, do any of them. So papers again, sprayed background. I seem to go back to a little bit of realism. So that must be my thing. And I haven't done that in a while. That was these flowers here are actually a napkin. And then this one was cool because it was a scrapbook paper with the sparkles on it. And so I drew the face. These sparkles weren't there. And I found a stencil and added them. So it kind of incorporated her into the page. Different background again, different scrapbook, different stamps. Why not join? Thanks, Tori. Losing myself in art. That's so true. Scrapbook paper, stickers, again, a little bit of realism. This was fun. So I've added grass as her hair. That was kind of cool. That was fun to do. And it's my Coco. And these are napkins that I've got. That was a really awesome one to do. That one's up. You can watch that one too. It was a mix of acrylic paint, pastels, pen, and colored pencil, I believe, and a bit of marker, I think, too. That was really fun. I liked that one. This one was an awesome challenge. I picked it because I wanted to figure out how to do a shadow like this. And the bright red scarf on her head. This is cute. This is actually a piece of napkin that I folded down to make it look like it's being hung. So you don't have to worry about the pattern because it's already there. When you fold it, it's going to look proper. Hey, Dana. It just takes practice. Just everybody can draw faces. It's just a matter of what type of face you want to do. Do you want to be more very realistic? Do you want to be more mm, fanciful, like Karen Campbell does, very whimsical faces, that type of thing? They don't have to have all the shading. Depends what you want. The realistic ones do take a lot of time. That I will admit to. But expressions are very easy to do, um, even in, if you look at comic books. It's all about either the eyebrows, the way the eyes are opened, and the mouth. It's basically the main things that you change when you want to have an expression done. And this was fun too. So the girl was done with acrylics, and then I added these on her hat, and here that was from a napkin. And a little bit of stenciling, but again, a little bit. Now I didn't do anything on this page. I still could come back to this and put something on it. And that was a bunch of paint and stenciling. And then I took this napkin with the black and just put it right over the top. Line work. I think this was ink. This was just acrylic, just testing out skin tones again. Oh, this was fun. I really enjoyed doing this one for some reason. And I might do another one. You have to have a rotary cutter though when you do this, because you have to have what was it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sheets that are identical as far as the like I bought 6 calendars that were the same, and then you cut them while they're stacked. And then you can make these kaleidoscopes out of the different patterns that are in them. I think this was for butterflies or something, and flowers. It was really fun. That was Karen Dosh, Neo 2s. Then getting back to that, she's got a weird look on her face. A little bit of spray in there. Here's a little bit of magazine, and then I incorporated into the subjects. So the black ended up being part of his hair. And so he's kind of in the landscape, so to speak. And there's a little guy peeking around the corner, but it's her neck. I like that one. I think it's cool. And again, it's got meaning behind it. Testing the waters. That's a coloring book page. And then I had stencil, another coloring book page. So you can use your coloring books. That was, I think that was a Cinnamon Cooney streamathon, not streamathon, uh, video hop that I did with her. That was a while back. And these are all I love doing these. So there's all kinds of scrapbook paper and magazine paper, napkins, and this is a drawing that I did, and I cut it out and I glued it in. Now I should have actually just photocopied it. I don't think I had a photocopier at that time, but yeah, it's there. It won't move or anything because it's been that one. There's another one I did and then glued it in. I kind of, I don't know why I associated with different people backgrounds. So the car, because he died in a car crash, Broadway type of thing. I don't know why I've got olives and stuff on this one. That was another. Oh, those were those. What are they called? Dendritic prints that we did way back, and then I used it as coral. Another. Oh, this one I didn't. This is a print of the Johnny Depp Explorer. And this is another drawing I did. So again, meaning time on her shoulders. So she's got a lot of weight on her shoulders. And it feels like somebody's grabbing her neck and pulling her. So she's being pulled from so many directions, and she feels like she's going crazy, and that's why the background's like that. And she's holding her head. Yeah. So I love to do it. Mind you, it takes me a long time to find the right um, images when I do stuff like this, but it's fun. I like it. Again, it's the process. I love the process of it. Yeah, can't you just feel her? Oh, it gives you meaning. It gives you feeling. It's just not a face with no expression. Scrapbook, and I think that was a coloring page. Oh, this was cute. I like this one. Bunch of napkins, and I drew the little bunny hiding. That was an Art Nouveau coloring book page, and it added the background. Yes, Eileen did love the Johnny Depp. Oh, this was a class I took, and it was actually really good. It was another step for me uh, to try something that didn't make sense to me. So it kind of opens you up even more. Um, and it was the crazy coloring of markers and colored pencils, and then using it in some way. And that was Peony and Parakeet. She's on YouTube, and she's from the Netherlands. So beautiful artist, does all kinds of stuff. And then you can cut things out and make these futuristic looking shapes and flowers, and it was very cool. That was another part of her class. It was fun. Another part. Just gave you another way of looking at things. These were photocopies of some work I did. I kind of like the background. These kind of look like the the old time seals and stuff that you would see in his what was it? Game of Thrones. And of course I have wings and kind of X's and stuff representing him. He's from Supernatural. Dean. Cute little bunny and teacup. And this is stenciling, and then I just shaded and highlighted the stencil. It makes it look like it's coming out of the page. I didn't do anything but do the background on this one, so I could go back and put something on this one. This was fun. That was a Ustream. Wow, 2016. That was fun. I remember that one. Again, different things in the background. A little bit of stenciling, ink. You haven't seen Game of Thrones? Oh, it's so good. This is a napkin, and then I drew the face. I used the flower as her hair. Made this guy flying over. These are those, there's a video on this one. And this was also using your inkjet printer with, I believe I used deli paper on the grease side. So you're able to take that print off of the deli paper. That was fun. That one, my little nymph of some sort from another world. See, this one was done with acrylic paint, and see what happens is it will lift paint if you don't put some kind of matte finish on it. I think this is, yeah, Ustream. Wow. This is all napkins, and then I just made the branches. One of my grumpy birds. Game of Thrones. Just playing with images, paint. Painting again. That's just a practice piece. Another bird piece. Oh, there's the apple we did. That was fun. I enjoyed that one. That was fun. That was a little mermaid baby sleeping. And these fish are actually cutouts from a magazine. A little bit of stencil. Graphite drawing on gesso. So this one's kind of interesting because it gives you kind of a cool, there. Kind of looks old time. You see all the brush marks in it. I kind of like it. That's my granddaughter. That was I think this was a paint over. So you take an image of a girl or whatever, and then you repaint it. So you're using the shadows and highlights as a guide, and then you repaint her face. She always turns out different, so you don't have to worry about copyright or anything like that. That's what this was too. but I didn't do her eyes, but you can tell it's a. And then this here, the polka dots, is actually a piece of tissue paper that I used as a, she's holding a scarf. And those are my press fairies we did. They were fun. Oh, this was a class. That was fun. This was really textual. It's got a lot of texture paste, and I'm not sure what this is. Oh, I think these are those glass. I don't even know what they use them for. My brother gave them to me when he, in his company, he would have the glass beads for the tire balancing. So they used to send him samples all the time of different glass products that they had. They made glass for everything, for makeup, for craft, everything. So he used to give me all the samples and I'd use them up. There's a little fish in an envelope. Just kind of out there. It was one of my weird ones. That was fun. I think that was a class too. That was a stream. Art Nouveau. My little birds. And that's my little snowman with a nest on his head, sitting by a fire. Practicing trees. Marshmallow Man. That was a stream for Mary. Or not a stream, a video. This was cute. I can't remember if it was a class or not. YouTube. No, it says YouTube stream, so it must be up. It's got a little bit of sparkle in it. Just playing with stuff. Oh, that was one of the classes. We have some areas where you can journal, but it's hidden. I like that. I think it's cute. And that was, I think that was a stream maybe. I don't know. And that one, that was cute. That was some of my papers from plant printing. Playing. That's it. So that's all I have. Well, I have tons more, but I just wanted to play and make a page. Oh, there's lots there. There's what, 2 years, over 2 years worth, I think. So, oh, and I was going to show you these books. I mentioned them last week. So these are these are the books that my son brought home from the dump. He works at the dump on Thursdays. And they're not even touched. So I thought they were really cool for using as a reference. So they're a little more realistic looking. And I've never heard of them. 1988. Institute in Basic Youth Conflicts, Inc. Have you guys heard of that? It's in the United States. See? So volume 1, 2 and 3. Hospitality. It's like the morals of teaching kids, I guess, maybe. I don't know. Is giving a gift that is cherished by the receiver and the giver. Generosity. That's kind of cool. Has meaning behind each page. Thought that was kind of cool. Yeah, I'd never heard of it, but apparently they're still there. I looked them up on the internet. They have a workbook for kids. But I like the pictures that they have in here. They're so cool. Lots of birds and nature, that type of thing. Yeah, great find, eh? He got me a whole bunch of old books too. Um, what was it? First edition of Nancy Drew. That was cool. Somebody emptying their parents' house, I guess. So I thought I could do a few pages, these 2 pages, and just start some backgrounds. It's a shame someone would toss those, but good for you. I know he's so funny. He's always on the look. He always texts me, "Mom, do you want these?" So yeah, yeah. Um, he's all kinds of old poetry books, and um, I haven't seen any ledgers yet, but yeah. All right, so I haven't done this in a while, so I just brought out a bunch of different types of papers that I have here. Um, so I have like, now this is shiny. This is one of the things that Lena sent me. They're pretty. They might be too shiny, but I do like this type of paper. It's a little thinner scrapbook paper, very thin, one-sided, and it's comes from these My Mind's Eye. I don't probably can't get them anymore. 2010. But I like these ones because they're patterned and they're not too in your face, I guess you could say. They're kind of just patterns, not representing like anything really, just floral patterns or designs. And a good selection of color too. And you can always white out things or put a little bit of a gesso, light gesso on top. So there's some nice ones. Now what I typically do when I'm doing my backgrounds, um, I usually like to find 3 sizes of pattern, all stretched out and ready, no pressure. Have fun, and I'll be in the back row. Okay, enjoy. Cass, I used some of those squished leaf papers you sent me in my Magical Forest journal. I'm uploading to YouTube video for the flip through Friday. Oh, awesome. I'll be sure to check that out. Are you doing a live or is it just a video? So if anybody's interested, there's Devin and Kathy, if she's here. And they have they go live pretty well every week. Just a video? Okay. Oh, thanks. That's I can't wait to see what you did. I love watching or seeing you guys show what you do with stuff that I teach you or you see on my videos. Okay, let's see. Shall we go loud? Crazy colors. I'm kind of liking this one here, the purples and greens and reds. So that's kind of a medium size to me. So I like to go in really large. I could go with that too. This is how I work. This could be large, but I don't like the background color. That one. That could work, I think. No, that's about the same size. And then a really small pattern. Well, that could work too. That's kind of cool too. No, I'll leave that one out. What's this one? Would that work? No, there's no blue. I kind of keep to the same colors, so it's not too busy as far as the colors. There's that one. Wrong green. I want a small print. Okay, let's see what else we got here. What was this one here? That might work. Bright. Maybe two. I have a bunch of them. You can get, well, I don't know if you can still get them, but they come in different colors, groups. That's two blue. Let's see. No blue. Oh, sorry. Keep forgetting I have headphones on. This is why it takes me a while, because I kind of decide things as I go. I'm not one to just pick a bunch of things and work with it. As you can see, oh, that one's pretty, but the blue's wrong. I have to have it coordinate in some way, either in meaning or color, that type of thing. But you do what you like. That's why this is so much fun when you're doing your journals, because that's your safe spot to play and experiment and figure things out. Right. So I have these three, and you can either go with the pink. That's got a bit of an orange in it too. Or I could go with the orange. What do you think? The orange goes with the purple more. like that. That's the wrong. And then I have these. Oh yeah, I was looking at this. This is one of my prints, leaf prints. That looks like either a Christmas tree. It's upside down though. It's supposed to go this way. But this could be a fairy, a woods fairy. So there's her skirt. There's her wing and her neck here, and you could put a head on. Cool. Let's see what matches. This one. Oh, that's kind of cool on its own. Yes, I'm going to use that. See, just sometimes, yeah, just have to look through stuff a little bit, and then things kind of tell you right away whether it's going to work or not. I like that. So I think I'm going to go with the pink. I do the same. I might grab a bunch of stuff, but when I decide while I'm making whatever it is that's I'm making, yeah, I guess that's intuitive, right? So if we stick to these colors, I'm just going to put those over there for now. We can, let's just do one side at a time so we don't get overwhelmed. So I've got a picture right here. Look at that. That could go on. This is just a photocopy from one of my AI experiments. We can use it. Use your stuff like this. Reference stuff. If you're not going to use them again, you may as well use it, right? So that would be cool. We could cut it out or just use the frame itself, which might look kind of neat. Contrast against all the organic looking things. The white will work because there's white in this. It's not in that, but I think that will work. I think it'll be cool. All right. Now you could put the whole thing down and then put stuff on top, or you can cut it up or rip it. I prefer ripping it, and then you don't see the edges. This is rice paper, I believe. I don't know how easily that'll rip, but let's find out. Just get a pointy brush. We'll hold some water. And, well, I think this was a bunch of Lindy's sprays that I have on here. Well, just have to let it soak in a little bit, and then it rips fine. So we can, I always use the corners like that. Or we could go like that. And then matte medium or gel matte medium, either one. I'll get a tray. Use quite a bit of medium and use an old brush. Let's see, where did my old brush go? Did I leave it out? I don't see it. Oh, I'll use this one. Must be in the laundry room. I don't see it in here. Oh well. This is an older one. This is gel matte medium. So my brush is a little bit wet, which helps it slide across the page a little easier. And we'll put it up here. Oop. Sticking to my fingers. Go across. I always add on top also, especially with this not knowing exactly what the spray was. You can get some transfer if it was water reactive. Hey, Dot. Muddy sort of day? Oh, meaning weather, I hope, and not you. Hope you're okay. We're doing some mixed media backgrounds. Got some pretty colors here. And I like to put it on different, like just not one. I like to have a few areas with it on. That way, I don't know, it just looks more interesting. Plus it helps with composition. Now we could go like this. I'm trying not to think about it too much because that can really bog you down and you start overthinking things. It's always good to think about it, but don't make it so priority because it'll drive you nuts and then you won't enjoy it. So that's not any fun. It's this here. So just tear some. I like having different shapes also, even just little bits can be nice. Let's see. Just seeing what I want. You can always go over stuff too. do that. I think I'm going to bring it down though, because I want to put on paint too. So I don't want to fill all of the space up with paper, just portions of it. You can always put more on later. But I always like to put a little bit of stenciling on with some acrylic paint. And then depending on when I come back to it, I can always make the background go back a bit by just putting some a wash of either a glazing of color over top of it or a little bit of gesso watered down just to push it back if it's too out there in your face type of thing. Let's see. You can always put some of this I think I'm going to try and put it on here like this. Yeah. And then whatever speaks to me as far as if I decide to put, I don't know, a portrait or some kind of a drawing on top, I can always put a different color. That you'll be able to see the background through the rice paper a little bit. Let's see. Might have to put a little bit more this on here and put it back on. It's going to look white first till it dries. Okay. Maybe no. Very fussy. Fussy girl. That's too. I might have to. I like the dark around there, around the edge. Could be as simple as that. Sometimes it doesn't take much. A little bit more. Do go through quite a bit of gel medium. So get the cheap stuff. I don't see any difference one brand to the other when using it for this type of thing. I get my, this is Curry's brand. So it's a Canadian made matte medium. I'm fine, just lots going on. Okay. Well, just take your time, Dot. Don't be stressing over it. If you can. I know life can get crazy. Sometimes. Don't know. How do I want to do this? Yeah, let's dry that. And then let's see what we can do as far as paint. Okay, I'm going to dry this. Thanks, Tori, for coming. Have a good dinner. So when I'm using any kind of paint, I usually try to match whatever I've used in these papers. So you don't want to get into a whole bunch of colors because then it gets just too busy. So I have that kind of a citron green, the pink could go into purple a little bit or orange. Not there's more purple than the orange though, but you could. And the same applies to stencils as the pattern of paper. So I like to use 3 different sizes of pattern. So a small, medium, and a large. It just makes the page more interesting. You want to make sure that's fairly dry, not totally, but fairly dry on the top. So the mixed media paper doesn't curl too much. It's usually pretty good. That's why I like using it for watercolor too. Oh yes, that would be a lot going on. Well, just put your feet up and rest. We'll keep you company. So what do you like to use on your backgrounds? Do you do the same type of thing? Mix different papers and paint? Or do you have a specific go-to when you're doing mixed media backgrounds? So I do have my smaller stencils here, like smaller size in this book. And so I want small. I do love dots. And I kind of want to keep similar to what's already here. So this is like a paisley, and there are a lot of dots type of thing, but there's no square edges. So I'm going to stay away from square edges. Splats would work. And that might work. Let's see what else we got here. Now that's a small size. You could say that's medium. Oh, here's a good one. These are always great. There's another one. I have so many different types. You could go with circles too. I want something large. It's a big leaf. That might be kind of cool also. I like that. And there's a big leaf. So that could be my large area. Don't want to get into straight lines though. Kind of want to. Now I like words or lettering also in my. It just gives something. I don't know what it is, but there's something about putting letters in. This is a nice stencil too. I like this one. So we'll get a few out here. Round dots. Got a lot of stencils. Oh, there's a paisley, a giant paisley. That might work. I don't want it too busy, but we'll see. There's that one too. It's just fun to play. It's this one I haven't used. It's kind of cool too. Okay, let's just test some of these out. So we've got a mishmash here. So there's this one. Sometimes you just want random so it doesn't look like anything. I like that. You can overlap too. Now that's a nice leaf. And then there's this kind of leaf pattern also. This is more medium size. So this one's very delicate. It's got a lot of points on it. So what I like to do is I like to take either this color going into there or this going into here. Now, if we're going into here with this color of green, you're going to have to use a bit of white because green, that shade of green is usually pretty transparent. Let's see. I have my kind of gold green. You could go into that. I think I have some. Sap green. Let's see what we got in the craft paint. I like to use craft paint just because it doesn't stick to the opposite page. Kind of a yellow green. No. I might have to make my own yellow and blue maybe. Let's try a couple. Sunshine with a little bit mix some paint. Use what you have. This is when you can find out different ways of doing things. When you use what you've got in supplies, all kinds of magical things happen. So that was neon blue and sunshine pearl, it's called. So we'll see what we get. I'm just going to mix some with just a smidgen. See what kind of green we get. Yeah, that works. Yep, that's a pretty good color. Okay. Now how transparent it's going to be, we'll see. So I'm just using the sponges, these makeup sponge. And let's see, I'm going to put some in to the area. I think I'm going to have to do white first. It's not showing. Or we could add white to the paint also. So let's put a little bit of white in there. So actually I have some gouache, acrylic gouache, same thing basically. Not regular gouache, but acrylic gouache is pretty well the same thing as craft paint. I think I'm gonna see what it does. That's better. You don't have to do all of the stencil either. Just play with it. Sometimes it looks nicer when you don't put it through everything. So a little bit of white. And let's go. Do we need any more of this? Let's see. Maybe just down on here a little bit. Like that. Okay. And then if we take this, we could have some pink. Let's try. I gotta take my headphones off. It just had to match the color. So this one should be fairly good. It's pink quartz. Okay, so I want a different sponge. I'm just going to throw that in the water. Let's see. That one. Okay, so a little bit of the pink quartz. I'm going to add a little bit of white to that too. Just sometimes the pinks are a little bit transparent too. Just have to try them. And we'll start right in here. A little bit more pink. Okay. Goes into the green. Cool. I'm going to take some of that pink into the maybe into here, to this, like that. And I'm going to take some more of that green. Maybe a little bit of white on it. And let's see what else we got here. Something bigger. So we could do a portion right here or here, or half. I'm going to do a little bit more white first, I think. This will make it more interesting when you do it this way. When you're overlapping with stencils in the same color family, it makes it more cohesive looking. So it kind of belongs, almost looks like it's faded into the image of the page. My process for backgrounds depends what's around me or what I have been watching. That's true. Very true. Yeah, I like that. Kind of throws this back a bit. Okay. And we could do some in, I like this leaf type of pattern. We could take it with some purple. So we need, let's see what color purple. Piece of scrap here somewhere. Match my purple. Oh, that's it there, right there. So this is deep periwinkle. Will match really nice. I need another spot and another sponge. That one's all, I don't like that one. There's one. Okay. So this will be much darker. It'll probably show through. And I want kind of it coming out of this area. Now I might need to be a little bit cautious about how I put it on. That cool. So that brings the purple from this paper outwards. So I could just put some of this down in here, I think. Bit. And then you could also take like Poscas, have some fun with that. That. And maybe just a hint over here. Like that. Good. There's kind of a bit of a darker pink I could do, or I could emphasize with the orange too. There's these little dots. This kind of disappeared, but I can fix that. Or the letters. Maybe some letters. Speak and do me. I don't think they say anything necessarily. And you could do them backwards if you don't want them to be the emphasis. Could also take brush marks. I'm looking at it. It's looking a little bit too similar. I'm thinking it might need some really big. The shapes of the pink paper going vertically reminds me of a peacock neck. Yeah, it does. Could be. There you go. Let's do a darker pink, I think, or a little bit on the orange side, maybe. Okay, pick this pink I have here. I haven't even opened it. How's the weather in your area, Devin? We have heat right now. Ooh, it's a lot of shaking. We have been finally getting some rain. Oh, good for you. Yeah, you guys need it there. See, Nova Scotia is in bad state of affairs right now with wildfires too. Are they started to get control of them there in Alberta? It's crazy. Okay, I'm gonna use this darker pink. I might hate having to put pink or white in it, but if I don't, it's not very, maybe I can, let's try it. Okay, I'm going to do some dots. So let's see. This is kind of a cool stencil because they're concentrated and then they start to diminish. So it gives a really neat effect. Ah, that looks good. Okay, and then I think you put some in here. Also. I'm not sure, but it doesn't seem smoky here anymore. Well, that's good. There, I like that. Cool. You know what I'm going to do? I think I'm going to take some white. If I can find another. It's the only thing, you have to take a sponge for each color. I'm just going to take white and get a spot. And go over some of this. Like that. That. Just a little bit. It's not in your face, but it looks good. Okay. So there's that so far. Now I can leave that and decide what I want to do with it later. You could make a whole bunch of these up, and all you have to do is stick to the colors that are in your papers that you put on and use the paint and stencils. Now you can also use Posca's more tissue paper if you wanted to. It's endless. You could put molding paste on. But what I like to do is I like to just do this amount of background, then decide when I want to put something on top of the background. Then I'll put the other things on, like molding paste, say. I don't know if I have one in here. No. Like molding paste or sparkly stuff or raised items, that type of thing. But this is all you need to start your backgrounds. Then you can put your other items on, like I did the faces, or like I could just put this on. So I could just cut this out. Let's just cut this out I'll show you what it looks like. And then I could just have a word on it. Maybe it's about my gardening. Maybe it's about spring, or maybe this flower has a certain meaning. So I could have it just like that and then have some words. I could frame it. All kinds of stuff. I could cut it all out if I wanted to. This is kind of cool with a rough edge. You could cut around that. The background doesn't look too bad with it though. It depends what you like. That could be part of the background even. So I could actually glue that on and then say I wanted to put a face on. I could have this area just whited out so I could put my face on. Many, many ways of going about this. You could put lettering all around here, a saying of some sort. It's endless what you can do. You could even add some of this stenciling over top of this so it incorporates it into the background. That looks pretty too. So that's how I start my backgrounds. So do a bunch of them and then experiment with different color combinations. And the best way of finding color combinations is go through your scrapbook paper. 'Cause they have beautiful combinations there, and you know by flipping through what you like and what you don't like. So try that and then add things to it. So I guess I better let you guys go because my little puppers upstairs are whimpering for me. Probably need out. It's almost their dinner time. They have to bug me for at least half an hour before they eat as they're starving. So have some fun with your materials you have at home and see what you can put on your backgrounds and play with it. So I'll let you guys go and you have a fantastic weekend. It's supposed to be beautiful here. Well, thanks, Devin. Thanks for coming. And make sure to check out Devin for Rex on Friday. She's putting up a cool video. And we'll see you all on Tuesday. So have a creative weekend, everybody, and we'll see you later.